Over the past decade, I worked with hundreds of colleges and universities. And if there is one thing that consistently comes up in my conversation with CMOs and enrollment leaders, is that marketing is not working like it used to. They are spending thousands of dollars on digital ads, email campaigns, college fairs, print materials, and you name it. But enrollment numbers are not reflecting that investment. And that is because most of our marketers are still operating like it is 2010. They are operating on outdated understanding of how students search for and choose their college. And that is costing you both in marketing dollars and missed enrollments. Our data show that 82% of prospective students begin their college search without having a specific institution in mind. So they are starting from scratch. And chances are they have never seen your brand out there. Recent research also show that 85% of them use search engines as a first step in their college search process. And that is before they even talk to a counselor or attend a fair. However, data show that more than half of higher education institutions do not have a search strategy in place. And today, I'm going to show you a framework that will change how you think about reaching prospective students. What I'm about to share with you today is not theory. It's based on a decade of data working with universities and colleges across the states. It's a process we have refined and proven to generate qualified applications consistently. I call it the college selection process, and it breaks down into 5 distinct phases that every student goes through while they search and select their school. And it all starts with awareness. This is actually when they start the research process, but they don't have a specific school in mind. However, they are considering college as still an opportunity for the future. Then they move on to discovery when they start to search more information about degrees. During this phase, they have more awareness about fields and degrees they are going to study. Next, they move on to shortlist, where they actually begin to assess the institution and the program, and they narrow down the list of schools that they are considering to apply in the near future. Then they move on to the decide phase. This is where they actually weight everything and decide which institutions they are going to apply. And the final stage is apply. This is where they start gathering information and they start to fill out the application form to apply at the colleges and universities that they have chosen to apply. Geology students now interact with multiple platforms and sources of information during the college search process. And every interaction represents a moment where the student is actively trying to learn more about their educational future. And if you are not present at these moments, you are invisible to them. So in 2025, a student might start their morning searching on Google for best business majors in 2025 and then visit your website. Next, they ask ChatGPT about the best schools for their major. By lunch, students are there on Reddit reading about student experiences. And then in the evening, they are watching your university tour videos on YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram. And yes, of course, they are using Google as the major search engine, but that is not the only place they are looking anymore. They now use social media to research colleges. And the data show that 83% of prospective students say that these platforms significantly influence their decision. And this is why traditional marketing approaches are falling short. You're trying to reach students in just 1 or 2 places when they are actually everywhere. During the awareness phase, this is where they are considering college. They are probably being influenced by friends, family, or parents, and they have started to think about what they're going to study, where they're going to study, and how their educational future might look like. They might even talk to a counselor or a family member or a friend, and they might help them to search for some specific degrees that might be of interest for them. This is where they turn to Google and other search engines and they search for generic term like, is it a degree worth it? Or what should I study in 2025? This is the phase where they do not have such a high awareness about the possibilities out there, about what kind of programs, about the careers that they can have, about the salaries. And it is a very critical phase for them to understand and consider options in the future. In the discovery phase, This is where they begin the phase of discovering more about the programs. On this stage, they have probably collected some information about what types of degrees are available out there, and they might search for more specific terms, like, does an MBA degree worth it? On this stage, they want to validate their degree options. So you might find these searches on Google, on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, where prospective students search for specific degrees. And their goal here is to validate and to confirm what field they are going to apply in the near future. This is where they start to gather more information about specific degrees. So they go out there, they search for programs, courses, what does a program degree contain, the location, how is the education delivered, tuition fees, costs, financial aid, and everything that will help them to understand about those specific programs. And then they start comparing schools. So once they have those programs, they start to become more specific on the search process, and they search for specific programs. This is actually when they search for factors like location, the campus culture, the financial aid. They might go to YouTube, Instagram, and other search engines where they try to validate how does studying the specific degree actually look like. Now, once they gather those informations, they start assessing institutions and submitting RFIs. Once they have information in place, they start compiling shortlists and assessing institutions. Now, once they gather those information, they move on to shortlist, where they make assessment of the institutions and the programs that they have found. Now, they use search engines to actually make that list, and they click on universities and programs that they find on top search results. So what they're actually doing is using Google's ranking as a trust signal. So if you show up the top search results in their minds, you are automatically more credible than schools ranking lower. I see this play every single day with our university clients. So while they're ranking those top spots, especially in that Google Maps pack for locations, that shows up with reviews and everything. On these cases, their inquiry numbers skyrocket. So once a student adds a school to their shortlist based on search position, they'll almost never go back to schools that rank lower. Never. So instead, they take that shortlist and start doing deeper research on just those schools. Let me give you an example. We have this client, a mid-sized university, great nursing program, amazing location, beautiful campus. But they were showing up on page 2 of Google for their main keywords. So their applications were down 40% year over year during that period of time. And once we landed them in the top 3 positions, their qualified application doubled in just one semester. So they doubled. Same school, same program, same location, same everything. Just higher search rankings. Now you might be thinking, well, students must look at more than just search rankings when choosing schools. And you're right in that one. But think of it like this. When you're looking for a restaurant in a new city, you're going to check reviews, you're going to look at photos, you're going to ask friends, but you only do that for restaurants that show up first in your search, and you never make it to the ones on page 2. And this is the same with schools as well. Once you made up in their shortlist, there are high chances that they are going to either request more information or, much more than that, apply at your school in the near future. One thing we have seen happening with prospective students, especially with Gen Z, is that they are going to YouTube and TikTok and Instagram to validate the information that they find on your website. So they are looking for how a day-to-day college life looks like. They want to hear from students that actually look like them and students that have gone through the same decision-making journey. Now, before they decide to request more information, they also are checking community sites like Reddit. Now, Reddit is becoming a real deal when it comes to communities. So students do not only want to hear what you are saying about your university. They want to hear this firsthand from students who have had experience with your university. So they are going to Reddit and checking what the community is saying about you. And once they have built this trust through all the educational content that you have put on your website, on search engines, on YouTube and other search channels, once they have gained this trust, they actually are going to request an RFI. Now, the next phase, decide, this is where they are going to more specifics about the financial aid, about the scholarship, and overall, they want to make sure that they are making the right choice and your school is the right fit for that. Next, this is they are looking for clear evidence of value. Now, on this phase, you need to make sure that you have all the information that you need to have on your program pages, on social media, on your website, and you need to make sure that you are ranking very well on search engines. So you are providing that kind of security and value that those students are looking for on those platforms. Now, next, before they take a decision to apply, they're going to talk to family members, they're going to talk to friends, and they're going to talk to their counselors as well. And community here plays a crucial role. So you need to make sure that you have the right answers on the right platforms when the prospective student is actually searching for that. Now, the next phase is apply. This is where they start gathering materials in order to apply at your college or university. At this stage, they are looking for content that helps them during their application process. So they are looking at your website, but also they are going to YouTube and Reddit to check for the experience. And they are searching for clear instructions on how to apply and how does the admission process look like on that college. So before they apply, they make sure that the universities that they have chosen to apply, which probably going to be 3 to 5 universities or colleges, they want to make sure that they are making the right choice. So they are still validating the decision by searching on search engines, by searching on those community platforms and other search platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. They are searching for content that ensures them that they are making the right. And also, they are looking for step-by-step instructions on YouTube to make sure that they are not making any mistakes with the application process. This is why being invisible in prospective student search process is absolutely killing your enrollment numbers. Because it doesn't matter how amazing your campus is, or how great program you have, or what great location your campus is, or how many successful alumni you have. If you are not showing up where your prospective student searches, none of that stuff really matters. So I never want to see you. We never even make it that far. So once you understand this behavior, you can use it to your advantage. You can position your college or university exactly where students are looking for when they are making these crucial early decisions. So in our next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. I'm going to walk you through the marketing funnel that will help you decide about the strategies and tactics your university or college needs to use to reach your students. That is the same process that doubled our clients' applications in just one semester. But for now, I want you to do something for me. If you can open up your incognito browser and search for your main program keywords, the ones your ideal students would use, see where you rank. If you are not ranking in those top spots, chances are you are invisible to most of your potential students. So drop your comment below with what you have found, or hit the link in the description to schedule a call with me. I want to talk with you to see how we can get your school showing up in top search results and own the college search selection process.